I like to think that we're prisoners of war that managed to escape before capture. I don't know how long it'll be before the Legion crosses the river, but sure as fuck I don't want to be wearing an NCR uniform when they get here. Fuck, we lose again. We heard Prim was ripe for the picking, so figured we could come here and shake down some of the suckers. We weren't expecting a sheriff here. We're just trying to put as many miles from NCR as we can. We don't want to be anywhere near New Vegas when the Legion crosses the river. Our luck has gone south since we lost all of our money gambling in Vegas. We didn't go AWOL from duty to become raiders. But we've seen what the Legion does to people that survive their battles. We wanted to be gone before the fighting starts. And we heard there may be some safety up in New Canaan. No fucking way. We're deserters now. The NCR isn't gonna throw us a ticker tape parade for going home. Yeah, if we see the NCR, they'll be waiting for us with a bullet to the brain pan. So what are we supposed to do? Just run? Maybe you're right. Come on, boys. Let's get the hell out of here before the law shows up.
Stay where you are. I'm sending someone up to meet you.
Listen very closely and do as I say. Your life depends on it. Hand over everything you're carrying. Weapons, ammo, clothes, armor, everything. I want you stripped down to your underwear. I've told you what to do. Strip off your clothes and equipment or face summary execution. Will you comply? Take it all off and hand it to me. Then come inside and through the door at the rear of the chamber. Paladin Ramos is waiting for you.
Where did you learn that password? And tell the truth, because I'll know if you're lying. I'm the one asking the questions right now, and you still haven't answered me. I suggest you start doing so. The password you gave is valid, but old. The only way you could have gotten it is from one of our lost patrols. That's no longer an option, on account of you having one of our passwords. Now, if you stop stalling, I'd really like to know where you learned it. An interesting story. It may even be true. Under normal circumstances, your story wouldn't make any difference. You'd be dead already. Lucky for you. Probably. Elder McNamara wants to meet you, so follow me closely, or you'll be killed.
I've been informed that you bring us ill tidings, stranger. Care to elaborate? That is horrible news, and I thank you for making your way here to convey it to us. But now, the issue remains that an outsider knows our location. You took an extreme risk in coming here. My policy toward trespassers has not been lenient. The security of this bunker is my foremost concern, and I take pains to minimize our exposure topside. However, given our circumstances, I'm willing to work with you. We need someone who can accomplish certain tasks, some basic, some a bit more involved. Let's start with the first task. An NCR ranger has begun to set up post near our location. I want you to deal with him. We could kill him, but it wouldn't do us any good. Sometimes you can learn a great deal by observing people. I'd like to see how you deal with the situation. Do we understand one another? Very well. I'll be interested to see how thoroughly and efficiently you carry out your mission. Paladin Ramos will escort you to the surface. You are not free to carry the secret of this bunker's location beyond Hidden-Valley until I'm convinced that you are capable and dependable. To make sure you follow through with this, you will be fitted with an explosive collar. Wander off, and it will detonate. Focus on your mission, and you'll be fine.
You'll find your equipment in the chest to your right. Don't bother coming back until you've dealt with the ranger.
Thought you'd sneak up on me? You filthy powder ganger! You got some stones on you, son. I like that. What can I do for you? Dobson's my name. I'm an NCR ranger, operating out of Camp McCarran, north of here. Reading man by birth, though. Criminal scum that have infested this region, attacking caravans and regular folk just passing through. Dangerous ones are roamers. So there's another group that mostly stays put, over at the prison southwest of here. The NCR mounted an attack not long ago, but they just used regular troops. No rangers. So that didn't amount to anything. Well, I thought I might set up a safe house in one of the bunkers here. Between the remote location and the dust storms, figured it was ideal. Of course, it seems a lot less remote since you showed up. Plus, I haven't been able to get my radio working. A safe house isn't good without one. I reckon I'll stick around for a while. Patrol for troublemakers. See if I can get that radio working. Standard practice. Rangers operate alone. That's how we like it. Usually, we call in our positions to McCarran, and this gets sent out to other rangers. I haven't been able to do much with this broken radio, but I can handle myself. Still, it'll shorten my stay here if I can't fix it. Oh? And in your expert opinion, why would that be? That's so. I knew cooks can't pass through these parts. Didn't know they'd be holed up in here. Thanks for the information, stranger. You may have saved my life.
Stand back from the door. The Elder's eager to hear your report.
How did you deal with the Ranger? So, you're saying he's gone? Where is he? What makes you think he won't be back? Yes, you exploited his fear of powder gangers very effectively. The collar includes a microphone, you see. Part of the test. He'll keep his distance, setting ambushes, never suspecting that this bunker has far more information than he knows. Well done. Since you completed your assigned task, I will allow you to come and go from the bunker freely. So let's get that collar off you. That's better, I hope. Now that we have that bit of unpleasantness out of the way, there's a matter I would like to discuss with you. Stop by the command room when you can. Oh, and bear in mind, if you end up betraying us, we will know it. We'll talk later. We'll discuss this in the command room.
Hello, outsider. Your presence here, let's just say it's highly irregular. Outsiders aren't even allowed to know that our bunker's here, let alone come and go freely. You impressed Elder McNamara, obviously. You must believe that you'd be very useful. That's right. Nothing gets in or out of here without me knowing it. Normally, that would have fallen under my jurisdiction, but the Elder thought it'd provide a good test for you, so I backed off. Under the lockdown, only essential personnel are permitted to enter or leave. That includes supply runners and high-security patrols. All other personnel are forbidden to leave, and any personnel that were out there when the lockdown was enacted are forbidden from returning. Fine by me. Later.
Hello there. You must be the outsider everyone's talking about. I'm Linda Schuler. If you ever need medical attention, come by our facility. Yes, I handle all medical needs in the bunker. If you're ever wounded, I can treat you for a fee. Normally I'm just the medical officer, but my duties say otherwise. We have equipment here to treat most physical injuries, lacerations, broken bones, that sort of thing. We also carry a full supply of antitoxins. You may have noticed the bark scorpions up above. Though tiny, their venom packs quite a punch. Treating scorpion stings is my most common procedure. I can also treat any form of radiation sickness, no matter what stage. Save the last. I'm this bunker's head scribe in everything but name. I supervise the research teams, I collate the reports, I attend the meetings. But for reasons beyond me, that buffoon Taggart still gets the title. Oh, and don't get me started on that little pet of his. Ugh, everyone around here knows what's going on there but her. I don't appreciate how much harder I have to work. To cover for his tendency to focus on his personal projects. I try not to think too much about his personal proclivities. I suppose I have a few things around that I can spare. we always make sure to keep an ample supply of Radaway. Most of us haven't had the exposure outsiders like you take for granted. Here we go. You'll be rad-free in no time.
I have important work to do, so no time to talk.
Welcome to the range. Feel free to use any open land. Sure, the Elder's already given the okay. Unfortunately, you'll have to use your own weapons and ammo. Bye.
Article held soon. Mark my words.
You must be the stranger I've been hearing about. Sorry, but I'm strictly forbidden from offering our tech to outsiders like yourself. Besides, I'm a little busy right now.
Download complete. Begin recording. Navarro Outpost Scientist, I am glad that EDE has reached you. You will find several data banks of information on this machine. Please handle this information with the utmost care, as it represents the sum total of the results of my research on the Duraframe iBots. There are also several data banks with information on my research into Poseidon Energy and some projects they were working on in the Mojave area.
Hey. Sorry, but I'm a little busy here. If you'll excuse me. As much as I'm sick of Taggart's VR sims, I have to admit, you wouldn't be combat ready.
Hello.
Look, this isn't a great time. Oh, what the hell. It's not like we're making any progress. I'm Ibsen, and I hope your day is going better than mine is. Yeah, I'm in charge of keeping this data system up and running, but accessing it is a little, touch and go at the moment. One of our exploratory patrols, back when we had exploratory patrols, found a data disk in some ruins out in the waste. Well, we finally got around to cataloging the damn thing and got shut out of our own data store the second it loaded. Turns out it had a virus on it. Yeah, some pre-war jackass with too much time on his hands apparently decided to inflict his misery on those around him. It's scrambling all the terminals here at the moment. Luckily, we only use this section for storing historical data. I suppose it couldn't hurt to get another pair of eyes on this. Maybe you'll be able to come up with something coming at it fresh. While the entire system is infected, the virus itself is spread across 3 terminals. The problem is that it keeps moving periodically. We'll have it nailed down in a terminal or 2, only to have it jump to another set of terminals before we locate the 3rd. What? No, that's brilliant. It would let us seal a portion of the virus to a particular terminal, even when the other parts move. You'll need to locate it on 3 different terminals in this area in 1 minute. Any longer and it'll jump, and you'll have to start all over. Locating the virus would probably be nearly impossible, but the pompous little bastard that wrote it made things a little easier for us. Normally, terminals infected by the virus just display gibberish, but we found that terminals the virus moved to had some real data passed to them. We were able to decrypt the data and discovered that it was just messages from the virus's writer taunting his victims. When you find terminals with those messages, lock them down and move on. Find 3 of them before the virus jumps, and we'll wipe the damn thing. Best of luck to you. I'll tell the others to take a break so they don't get in your way. Oh, and I'll keep track of when it jumps for you. To maximize your chances, wait for my signal before you begin. The virus just jumped. Find which terminals it went to. Seconds. That's it. We got it. The virus has been purged. The bunker takes a little getting used to, doesn't it? You're being watched, so don't get any ideas. You actually did it. If you don't mind my saying so, I didn't think you had a chance in hell of pulling it off. But I'm glad to be wrong for once. Thank you, my friend. Please feel free to access the data store at your leisure. I'm only allowed to give you access to non-classified topics, but it's better than nothing, right? Oh, all kinds of things. There was already information regarding the layout and systems of this bunker, but we've since added our own data as well. Prior to the lockdown, we had extensively scouted the surrounding area and compiled dossiers on nearby points of interest. Well, you'd have to get a senior-level member of the chapter to unlock a topic for you. I've given you access to what I can, but that's not much. The majority of topics fall under Ramos's aegis, since they'd constitute a security risk. Good luck getting anything out of him. You might have better luck with another member of the senior staff. Try talking to them about it. Bye.
When you first came here, I'll admit, I didn't know what to expect. But after giving the matter some thought, I believe an outsider would be of great help to us. I will not force you to help us. Should you refuse, you will be granted access to leave this complex. There is much the Brotherhood can offer. What do you say, outsider? Are you willing to help us? Then allow me to explain our situation. This bunker is currently locked down, allowing no entry or exit, you being one of the very few exceptions. In exceptional cases, teams are sent out to investigate sites or to retrieve materials deemed too important to ignore. 3 such teams have gone missing. Up until now, we haven't disclosed this information. I need you to find out what's happened with those 3 patrols. The less people know, the better. My brothers and sisters were deeply traumatized by the losses we incurred several years ago. It would be imprudent to worry them unduly without first discovering the facts of the situation. This is disheartening news, but perhaps the other 2 patrols may still be alive. I'm glad I can count on you. Oh, and one other thing. The patrols each had a holotape. These holotapes had information regarding their mission, and you can use these to track them. The shielding of the bunker prevents us from actively tracking them, but the position should show on your map once you reach the surface. Should our worst fears become realized, please bring me each of the holotapes from all 3 patrols. Otherwise, bring our brothers home. I've given the order that you be given access to some of our equipment. You still won't be able to purchase any prohibitive equipment. but hopefully some of what's available will prove useful for you.
So, you're the outsider that's been given leave to wander around freely. Desperate times call for desperate measures, I guess. Name's Hardin. I'm the head paladin of this chapter, and I think we might be able to help each other out. I don't know what the Elder talked to you about, but I can tell you this chapter is in trouble. And he's at the center of it. Are you willing to listen to what I have to say? Why should you trust the Elder? I'd recommend listening to both of us, and choosing whom to trust for yourself. So are you willing to listen? As you may have already heard, this entire base is under a state of lockdown. No one goes out except small patrols at night. Most of the chapter has been sealed in here for years, and those few who were outside when the lockdown was initiated are forbidden from returning. Morale has plummeted as time has gone by, and many of our current paladins haven't seen combat outside of training simulations, and all because of the Elder's explicit order that no one be allowed in or out. The only way things will change is if a new Elder is installed. Of course I have, many times in fact. The Elder has an open-door policy and will listen to advice on any subject save this one. He refuses to see that our isolation is slowly weakening us. Aside from being our duty, going out on missions is what kept us strong. And because he fails to see that, he must be replaced. I don't know. I've gone through our records dozens of times looking for a precedent regarding the dismissal of an Elder and come up with nothing. The people who are most likely to know how it could be done are also some of McNamara's strongest supporters, so they refuse to help me, which is why we're having this conversation. An outsider such as yourself would arouse less suspicion asking questions about such matters. The fact that the Elder has some tasks for you means his faithful won't suspect you, and you have a line open to the man himself. In short, you're in a perfect position to help me. Will you at least think about it? That'll have to do. I'd recommend going to see Ramos first. As head of security, he's more familiar with our protocols than anyone else here. You could also try to find something relevant in our data store, though last I heard Scribe Ibsen is having a bit of a problem accessing it. And if McNamara should give you any tasks, I'd ask that you kept me abreast of them. Report anything you find to me, and we'll move from there.
What a fucking shithole.
What is it, outsider? Have you discovered anything? Yes, I know the loss of the patrols has weighed heavily on his mind for some time. He took it very personally when they first went missing. That was when I first began to seriously question his ability to lead us. A commander has to be able to deal with the potential loss of his men. It's strange that he would ask you to find mission discs on them, however. The missing paladins were all on standard patrols, which don't need them. Only brothers sent on special assignments are given mission discs. If you should find any on the lost patrols, let me know. It's a travesty is what it is. Every second we sit on our hands down here is another second that we're not fulfilling our sworn duty. It's not that I dislike the Elder, but I strongly disapprove of his current style of leadership. We're safe, yes, but at what cost? After lifting the lockdown, the first thing I do is send scouts out to recon the area. We need to know what's going on out there. Next, I'd resume patrols in the near vicinity, and begin sending search teams out to the spots the scouts reported were relatively safe. It's standard procedure when a chapter relocates to an area, but standard procedure wasn't our last Elder's style, either. Elijah was a strange one. His even becoming Elder was highly questionable, seeing as how he was a scribe. Typically, only paladins are eligible, but an exception was made in his case on account of him being a genius. Unfortunately, whatever scientific acumen he had didn't extend to tactics. Trying to defend Helios was a blunder of the worst kind, and many brothers lost their lives because of it. Many of the senior paladins, myself included, advised him to fight a retreating action, but he refused to budge. Said he almost had it working. We never did find out exactly what he was talking about. When the perimeter was finally overrun, the Elder had simply vanished. Helios was the worst goddamn action I've seen in a long, long career of fighting. Later.
Hello again, my friend. I hope you've been finding the information in the data store useful. Hello again, my friend. I can understand how the man might be frustrated by the current situation. He's a take-charge sort of fellow. Standing around's not his strong suit. I myself often wish we could end this interminable stasis and begin moving forward again. Bye.
Oh, hey there. Something I can help you with? So, you've been talking to Hidden, eh? He's been looking for a way to usurp McNamara ever since the lockdown started. Don't get me wrong, he's a good man. But Elder McNamara has done all right by us. If it weren't for him, none of us would have survived at Helios. I'll tell you what I told Hidden. There have been only a few cases of elders being dismissed from their posts in the Brotherhood's history. And those involve crimes that someone like Elder McNamara is just not capable of. You can look it up for yourself if you want. I'll grant you access to that portion of the history section of our data store. See Senior Scribe Ibsen about accessing it. I'm sure someone's told you all this before. Several years back, we were running our chapter out the Helios 1 solar power station. Our elder at the time, Elijah, had some kind of obsession with the place, which is the only reason we stayed as long as we did. That place was hardly defensible, and we knew the NCR was moving in on us, but the elder refused to budge, insisting that he just needed more time. We never found out what he needed time for. Wave upon wave of NCR troopers hit us from all directions. We held out for a time, but we were grossly outnumbered, and they had more men than we had ammo. Eventually, our positions collapsed. Elder Elijah was nowhere to be found, so McNamara took charge and led what remained of us on a counteroffensive west. We lost a lot of men and women, but we broke through and made it here. Make no mistake, McNamara saved this chapter that day. Who was Elijah more like? He was our elder before McNamara. Bright guy, but just between you and me, he was a little off. Our mission is to recover and preserve the technology of the past, but Elijah wanted more. He sought ways to improve upon technology, make it better. When we found Helios 1, he was like a kid in a candy store. Kept talking about the potential and a grand design never realized. He even insisted we set up our base there, against the objection of nearly every paladin. What followed is a whole other story. Later.
Came down from the elder that I'm to offer you some of our lesser wares, as if I didn't have any other matters on my mind. If you must know, my inventory check this week shows that our weapon count is one short. Somehow we're missing a laser pistol. Hidden will have my head if I don't find that weapon soon. I can't delay my report to him any longer. If you happen to find it, bring it here right away. I might be able to throw some supplies your way if you do.
welcome to the range. Feel free to use any open lane. Torres must be getting desperate if she's asking you for help. I'll tell you what I told her. My records show that Initiate Stanton was the last to check it out. Although, it does look like he returned it a day later.
No idea. Sorry. Oh man, I told Watkins this wasn't gonna work. Okay, look. Watkins and I snuck out one day. She said it'd be a training exercise. Said she heard from one of the knights on patrol that there was a gulch just southeast of here with scorpions in it. I was hesitant at first, but I decided to go with her. There were scorpions out there, all right. We started using them for target practice. Before we knew it, they were surrounding us. We made a run for it, and in all the commotion, I dropped my pistol. Watkins keeps urging me to go back and get it, but that's not gonna happen. You can go outside, though, can't you? You could return the pistol to Torres and clear this whole thing up for me. Oh, I sort of altered the records after we got back. That was Watkins' idea, too. That girl is nothing but trouble. Still, I haven't been exiled. Or worse, assigned to latrine cleaning duty. But I will if you don't help me find that gun. No. Weapon check-in protocol includes verifying the serial number of the weapon, so a different gun would be noticed. Plus, having a new gun suddenly show up would immediately point to you being the only outsider around here. No, the only way out of this is if you help me find that gun. You'll help me, right? Great. When you find it, just give it to Torres and I'll be in the clear.
Oh, you must be the outsider everyone's buzzing about. Pleased to meet you. I'm Lorenzo, senior knight and general handyman around here. Goodbye.
Yeah? What do you mean by shouldn't I be in school? You see, I'm not like the other kids here. This probably won't make sense to an outsider. We all have to take a mandatory VR combat test. It helps us train for combat situations. Turns out, I received the highest marks out of everyone in my class. In fact, Head Scribe Taggart actually asked that I get transferred for VR specialist training, so I'm his assistant now. I don't need to go to school anymore. But I do miss hanging out with all the other kids. It's all serious here. Everyone's older than me, and they treat me like I'm a little kid. But at least I get to skip all these boring lectures, right? Well, just like everyone here, I grew up in the Brotherhood. My dad was a scribe, and my mom was a paladin. I don't know. I'm a little like both of them, I guess. If I had to choose, I'm not sure. That's a question I've been asked a lot lately. I'll have to decide for myself pretty soon. While I'm currently an apprentice in the Brotherhood, I recently became eligible for journeyman status. I have to decide which order I want to join, the Knights or the Scribes. Knights are in charge of all of our equipment. Power armor, Gatling lasers, you name it. All of it built and maintained by the Knights. Knights also go on patrols, scouting assignments, and support the Paladins in offensive operations. If I was a Knight, I'd be able to see more of the world, fight the Brotherhood enemies, and maybe become a Paladin, like my mom. They both died at Helios 1. So, ever since then, the Brotherhood brought me in, and they're my family now. Well, it happened about 5 years ago. I still remember what happened. You know, sometimes I wish I could take things back. I remember I got into this pretty huge argument with my dad. I didn't know it would be the last day I'd ever see him again. He'd always tell me everything was gonna be alright, but it wasn't alright. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Is there anything else you wanted to know? The scribes are responsible for discovering how all the old tech we recover actually works, and sometimes even work on inventing new things. Without them, the Brotherhood could never fulfill its mission. Or at least that's what my dad used to say. Okay. That was so much fun! It was so fun I can't even explain it! When those scorpions came out, it was just like The Sims. All I had to do was line them up and squeeze the trigger. Don't tell him I told you this, but when those scorpions surrounded us, I'd bet a week's rations he'd pissed himself. Bye.
You know what would be funny if you cut off your arm and threw it away.
Hello? What is it, outsider? Have you discovered anything? I could hardly call myself head paladin if I didn't. It's one of the first things every initiate learns when they start training. What about it? I could be wrong, but I think that's a dead end. McNamara's always followed orders, and we've been incommunicado since fleeing Helios. What did you have in mind? Bye.
Behind you.
Oh, hey there. Something I can help you with? That's an old principle that's been around since the Brotherhood was founded. It basically means that you have to obey a superior officer. It's pretty much common sense, but it gets invoked a lot when people get pissy about following orders. If you're curious, I'll give you access to the data store entry on it. You'd probably be the first to read it in years, if not decades. Bye.
Have you found it? I need to give my report to Hardin soon. Oh, thank God. Hardin was about to start an inquiry on the whole matter. Since you helped me, I'll tell you what. I work on some of our busted weapons in my spare time. I have some pieces that are kept off the books. Here, take this. I hope it comes in handy.
Welcome back. Good to see you again. Does sound good, don't it? How many rad scorpion glands you got? Is that right? Then hand them over, and I'll get to baking a whole batch of casseroles. See you.
What?
You isn't good?
No.
Hi, are you there? Oh, right, you can't respond. Listen, I'm using your robot as a relay to get this message to you. I've picked up some unusual chatter regarding your robot. It seems that it has some information that we could use. Oh, wait, where are my manners? This is Lorenzo, a knight with the Brotherhood of Steel. We'd be very interested in examining your tech. Whenever you get a chance, can you bring your robot back to Hidden-Valley so I can take a look at it?
Hi. Sorry to break in. He sounded truly riveting. I don't want to keep you much longer, but I'd like to make a counter-suggestion. I'm with the followers of the apocalypse. We're much more liberal about the sharing of technology than those Brotherhood people. Bring your robot to us. We'll see that whatever information it may have on it is used for the greater good.
That's close enough. What do you want with the Great Khans? The only Khans this far into NCR territory is me and my crew, and I didn't steal squat from you. Besides, even if some of my gang did steal from you, I wouldn't rat them out. Loyalty actually means something to the Great Khans. We're an independent group. We take care of our own and don't take crap from anybody, especially the NCR. Bitter Springs happened. Women and children died when the NCR attacked the Great Khans there, and the NCR just pretends it never happened. Our main camp is up in Red-Rock Canyon, but we don't allow just anyone to come in. The NCR can't touch us there. Too many places for us to ambush them. We see their scouts poking around once in a while, but they keep their distance. It wasn't easy. There's a lot of initiation rituals to go through, and I've got the scars to prove it. But in the end, I was tough enough to be made a member. Proudest day of my life. Like what? Awaiting a delivery, but it's a no-show. I'm guessing that the death claws in the quarry have something to do with that. The Khans and the NCR don't get along. They prefer to shoot us on sight, even if we're not looking for a fight. I doubt the NCR thinks so. Supplies to make chems. The NCR's the best source since they're hard to come by anywhere else. We don't really use the chems ourselves, just sell them to anybody with the caps. If it ends up hurting the NCR in the process, that's a bonus. Is that right? What's your angle? Right. Alright, here's the deal. I was expecting a shipment of chemicals. It's usually in a suitcase dropped off in one of the big machines up here. Because of the death clause, I have to assume the suitcase is still in Sloan. Snoop around the place and get it for me. I wouldn't eat or drink them, but no. They won't explode if you drop them or anything. Don't kill anybody if you don't have to. I'm a scout and I like to keep a low profile. Like what? Don't leave a trail.
Yeah? What?
Who the hell are you? I know you weren't one of the inmates. That coward Lem has been talking about surrendering to the NCR. The men are confused, not sure who's leading this gang. Fucking idiots. He was an inmate just like the rest of us. He was useful during the jailbreak, but now? He's just another coward. He wants us to leave the vault and hand our asses to the NCR, as if they treat us like human beings. Beautiful thing. Saved a little blast powder here, hid a makeshift weapon there, and one day, I orchestrated a little symphony for the NCR. Heard there was an abandoned vault along this mountain ridge. There's enough wildlife here to keep the NCR away. It's a fucking death trap here. Fiends swarm all over Vault 3 in the east, and there are death claws south of that at Quarry Junction. If you're looking for humans, the cons are north of us, along with an NCR base at McCarran, past Vault 3. There's also some muties to the southeast as well. I've heard the muties there are different, completely insane. And supposedly they use some kind of invisibility technology. I'd stay away. The NCR has been mining there for a while, but now it's full of death claws. Don't go there, unless you want to quit bloody death. They're like raiders, but worse. These guys are messed up in every damn chem out there. You can spot them by the skulls they wear as hats. It's the main base of the NCR and the breeding ground for oppression in the name of patriotic bullshit. Do humanity a favor and blow it up. Their republic is a joke. They're a bunch of tyrants led by an even greater tyrant. They think they have the right to annex everything in the West and to force their system on every man, woman, and child. What do you want to know? You really don't know? I'm Samuel Cook. I was the brains behind the prison break. I was blowing up supply caravans along the 15 freeway. The NCR got wise to my ambush spots, picked me up and threw me in a cage. What do you want to know? He was an inmate like the rest of us. He had his uses, but he's a coward. Man, a troublemaker. What do you... Some of the computers still work, but the only files are diaries and garbage. Typical vault. There's some fire geckos in the lower levels of the vault. I need them gone. Then we can get to the sulfur. You go clear them out for us, and there'll be some caps for you. Explosives, bombs, big fucking bombs. You gonna help us or not? I have to keep an eye on Lem. The second I turn my back, he might go crying to the NCR. So, what do you say? You gonna take out those geckos? Great, get to it. Oh, and take this. There's some weird shit with this vault security, and some doors will only open if you have a key card. Have you wiped out those geckos yet? They've been through some tough times, but they can hold their own. I wouldn't mind taking the boys and signing up with them. Bye.
You're not one of us. What do you want? Fucking Cook has us trapped here. After we escaped from an NCR prison, he dragged us around the wasteland until we ended up in this shithole. A group of us want to leave. Go back to the NCR and surrender. But Cook won't let us. I made my living sneaking into NCR camps looking for shit to steal. I got sloppy, and then I got caught. Made it out during Cook's big prison break, like the rest of the guys here. Samuel Cook. It was his idea to organize a jailbreak, but now he's just an over-ambitious prick who's gonna get us all killed. I can be pretty sneaky when I need to be, and the prison guards were a joke. So, when Cook told me his plan, I spread the info to anyone that might be useful. Alright, what do you want to know? Cook is just an over-ambitious prick. He's gonna get us all killed. I'm a nobody, just a survivor. Things were well enough until the NCR threw me behind bars. I made my living sneaking into NCR. If you can find a way to cut off access to the sulfur in the caves below the vault, I've got some caps waiting for you. Cook is planning to use the sulfur to make bigger explosives. You check out the caves and see if there's anything you can do. Without access to the sulfur, he'll lose what influence he has left with the men here. I have to watch Cook. I wouldn't put it past him to just start killing the opposition, starting with me. Thanks. Take his keycard. I tried hacking the locking mechanisms on the doors, but it seems the only way in is with one of these. Later.
What?
I give up.
No, stop. Enough people have died already.
Never gets old when something blows up.
Behind you, dumbass.
Prim's got some new sheriff watching over the town now.
This vault gives me the creeps. Prim's got some new sheriff watching over the town now.
What the fuck have you done? We needed that sulfur. You won't get a fucking cap from me, and you're lucky I didn't blow your goddamn head off. The whole point of killing the geckos was so we can get that sulfur, and you just made it a hell of a lot more difficult. Now fuck off. Fuck off.
I sure hope that explosion was you. Did you seal off the sulfur? Good to hear. Without access to the sulfur, Cook doesn't have much to offer the gang. I guess it's over then. We could turn ourselves in. We can't survive like this. There are too many of us, and we don't have the resources. And maybe it's the right thing to do. I hadn't thought of that. Would you be willing to talk to them on our behalf? Thank you. We'll wait here until we hear from you.
What do you want? Oh, nothing really. Just, trying to psych myself up to try my initiation. Again. Hiya! Everybody has to do it. Well, everyone wants to be a con anyways. They toss you into this ring there and beat on you for a solid minute. If you survive, you're in. Sure, maybe if you're some hulking reprobate like Regis or baked to the gills like Jack. I've tried 5 times, and I still haven't made it. Sure, okay. Yeah, well, I guess maybe I'm not, but what else can I do? Maybe you're right. Maybe I can find my true calling. Someplace they'll appreciate my poetry. Someplace like the old Mormon fort, maybe. Do you think the followers of the apocalypse would take me? I remember all those books they brought us when they visited our tribe. I don't know. I mean, I'd go myself, but what if they said no? The cons wouldn't take me back, and then I'd have nobody. You do that? Thanks! I mean, I'd go myself, but what if they said no? The cons wouldn't take me back, and then I'd have nobody. Whatever. What? Oh, you heard that, huh? Oh, okay, so yeah, I was writing poetry. I know, it's not a very great con-like thing to do. The followers of the apocalypse came to our camp when I was a kid, and they brought us a bunch of old books. I used to read pre-war poetry for hours. Have you seen this tribe? If it's not an epic drunken ballad of cracking skulls and hearing lamentations, they think it's just a waste of time. You would? Really? Okay, well, here goes. Here's one about the girl I love. Her hair stands tall, like the spiky bits on a deathclaw. Her eyes are bright as radioactive sludge, glowing with the light of love. But when I talk to her, she laughs and mocks as her brothers beat me. Oh, why do nice girls hate me? And that's it. What do you think? You liked it? Wow, you're the first one who ever did. Not much. They found us when we came to the Mojave. Gave us a bunch of books on science and history. I guess they're like teachers or something? Sure, okay. Whatever.
Yeah?
What? Whoa, new guy. Do. We don't, like, do anything. We make the magic happen. We make the happy stuff. What do you need? Jet, Psycho, a little Med-X to ease the pain? Nah, man, more like drug suppliers. Yeah, other folks sell them. Diane's mostly in charge of that. Diane's my girl, man. We've been taking care of each other our whole lives, ever since our folks died. Now we keep the cons and caps together. Guess I just had a natural talent for it. When I was a kid, these cats called the followers of the apocalypse came to our camp. They knew all kinds of kooky, scientistical stuff, so I ate up all the chemistry they could teach. Diane had to head for business, so we teamed up. Whatever. They're family, you dig? They've always looked out for us, made sure we had something to eat, a place to crash. Papa may look like a big angry bear, but he's a softy at heart. Regis is cool, scary, but cool. The rest are all pretty groovy, even little Jerry. The other dudes call him Jerry the Punk. That's kind of harsh, though. think he's just a sensitive soul that needs some love. He's usually down around the proving ground if you want to say yo. What do you mean, helpful? My stuff already makes people feel delicious. Oh, you're right. I should start a side project making meds to keep my aura clean. Already on it. I whipped up a few stim packs already, but if you've got any more recipes, I'll take them. Diane handles most of the transactional elements of this enterprise, but I'm always in the market for new recipes if you've got the spark. Right on. What have you got? Right on. Let's have it. Delicious. That ought to rake in the caps. What do I owe you? Right on, right on. You're a pretty hip cat. Right on. What have you got? Right on. Let's have it. Delicious. That ought to rake in the caps. What do I owe you? Here's a little tink-tink to weight your pockets. Take it easy, dude.
Morning. You're not one of my regulars. What do you want? We keep the great cons from falling apart, essentially. Jack manufactures the chems. I organize the runners and the shipments. We're supplying things people want in exchange for things our tribe needs. Don't judge us. We make regular shipments to a lot of settlements around the Mojave. A lot of our business comes from the fiends lately. Personally, I think they're kind of creepy, but Papa likes the fact they get all hopped up on Psycho and harass the NCR patrols. Like what? I'll spare you the history lesson. Talk to Papa Khan if you want to hear that story. Things have been rough for a while now. Even with Jack working all the time and my runners making deliveries daily, we're barely getting by. Maybe this alliance with Caesar will help, but I don't know. Papa Khan's been talking to Caesar's emissary for weeks now. They're always going on about crushing the NCR. Papa's announced that if Caesar goes to war against the NCR, the Khans will go with him. Red-Rock Canyon isn't exactly the most hospitable place. There's no food, barely any water, and nothing anybody wants. We used to send patrols out to acquire supplies, but ever since Bitter Springs, there just aren't enough of us left. Sure, what do you want to know? Jack handles the small-time purchases. You should talk to him unless you're looking for a major shipment. Anything else? Yeah, you made a pretty good argument. We'll keep it small for now, but if it turns a profit, we might expand. You look like you could handle yourself in a fix. All right, I'll tell you what. Anders, one of my best runners, is overdue to report back. If you can find out what happened to him, I'll give you some real work. About 3 weeks ago, I sent Anders southeast to find a route into Arizona, to open new markets for our product. He should have been back 2 days ago, but there's been no sign of him. Thanks. Prove you're reliable on this, and I'll have more for you later. Nice robot.
What? Hey, what's up? Right on. What have you got? Right on. Let's have it. Delicious. That ought to rake in the caps. What do I owe you? Here you go. This'll give you some zing. Huh? Look, man, me and Diane, we don't dig on that politics stuff, savvy? We just make the product and make it get to a good home. Sure, Caesar's a drag, but as long as we've got each other, we don't care who the top dogs roll with. Right on, let's have it. Grudalicious. That ought to rake in the caps. What do I owe you? Right on, right on. You're a pretty hip cat. Take it easy, dude. I haven't seen you before. What brings you to the Great Khans? Name's Regis. I'm Papa Khan's advisor and right-hand man. I'm also the chief enforcer of the tribe's laws, so watch your behavior. Papa is one of the best leaders the Khans have ever had. He's kept us together through all of our hardships, ever since we left California. Bitter Springs changed him, though. He started to really hate the NCR after the massacre. And sometimes, I worry that's poisoned his mind. Nothing. Forget about it. I shouldn't be talking about this with an outsider. I really don't like to talk about it. Let's just say it was a tragedy, and the NCR is to blame, and we'll leave it at that. Sure. Go ahead. That's a complicated question. They've done horrible things to our people, to be sure, and I've gladly killed many of their soldiers in battle. But I can't bring myself to hate them the way Papa does. Things would damn sure be better for us if they were in charge than Caesar. I suppose if asked, I would. But that's a moot point, because Papa's in charge now, and he's not going anywhere. Until next time.
Nice robot.
Not now, I'm busy.
What do you want?
Yeah?
Greetings in the name of Kaiser. My name is Carl. Glorious Caesar has sent me as an emissary to the Great Khans as a token of our alliance. In exchange for Great Caesar's promise of all the lands west of New Vegas, the Khans have agreed to fight alongside the Legion when the time comes. I am one of the Frumentari. It is my duty to scout the waste in Caesar's name and make contact with any tribes that might serve a useful purpose. You might say I'm somewhere between a scout and an ambassador. I'm assigned here as part of the alliance between the Legion and the Great Khans. Though they have been cruelly oppressed by the NCR, the Khans remain great warriors. The Legion is honored to have such allies in battle. Speak then. Yes, goodbye.
What's up? Right on. Let's have it. Delicious. That ought to rake in the caps. What do I owe you? Oh, you're buying. Cool. Another satisfied customer. Take it easy, dude.
Hey, welcome to Red-Rock Canyon. Since you've done so much for the Great Khans, Papa Khan told me to let you know you can buy weapons at our armory. You can find it in the basement of the burned-out old building at the mouth of the canyon.
So the cub enters the wolf's den. What do you want, cub? You march all the way out to Red-Rock Canyon, enter my home as bold as you please, and you have no idea who I am? What? You've got guts, I'll give you that. Well then, let me educate you. I am the chief of the Great Khans. The Khan of Khans, if you like. This is my tribe, and these are my people. You want to hear the story of the Great Khans? It's a long one, full of honor, glory, and betrayal. We have suffered, but we will regain our glory. In a hurry, are you? Very well, then. The Great Khans came east, out of the NCR 14 years ago. We ruled the wastes then, and called no man master. But we underestimated the families of the Strip, and they drove us back to Bitter Springs, where we remained until the NCR arrived and drove us here. At least that's what we thought. They tracked us to Bitter Springs and surrounded us. When our children, our sick and old, fled through a nearby pass, the NCR gunned them down. Oh, they claimed it was a miscommunication, but tell that to those who saw our families butchered. Tell it to the survivors who were banished here. They allied with Mr. House, the self-proclaimed master of New Vegas. He supported them with the resources of New Vegas. Weapons, technology, caps. They were better equipped, and we could not stand against them. It's because of that we have sworn to take revenge on the NCR. With our new allies in Caesar's Legion, we will crush them. Typical. No reference for history in the younger generations. Hello? And what benefit would this alliance give us?
Nice robot.
Well now, the armory could always use more firepower. Very well. Tell the powder gangers we accept their offer. However, they would still have to pass the initiation rite to truly join our ranks. Have you now? Well, you're a bold one, I'll give you that. But why should I do this for you? Ha! The Great Khans will not be slaves. Caesar himself has promised us the land from here to the Colorado and the freedom to raid as we see fit. I won't hear any more talk against Caesar or his alliance. The Great Khans will answer Caesar's call to war, and the NCR will pay for their crimes. Farewell.
Huh? It's good to have you here. What can I do for you? Until next time.
Not now, I'm busy.
I heard you try to convince Papa Khan not to join with Caesar's Legion. I'd like to talk to you about that for a moment. You want to convince Papa not to ally with Caesar, right? Trust me, you'll get nowhere just talking to him about it. He's fixated on restoring the glory of the Great Khans, and he sees Caesar as the path to that restoration. Papa can be a stubborn man, but he's not a tyrant. He listens to his tribe, and to four voices in particular: me, Jack, Diane, and Melissa. If you can convince all of us that allying with Caesar is a bad idea, you might be able to sway him. I have my doubts about Caesar, yes, but I won't publicly go against Papa Khan based on nothing more than doubts. I've heard rumors that tribes who aligned with Caesar in the past were torn apart and reduced to slaves. Prove it, and I'll back you. Ah, Melissa. She's a bit of a dreamer. Last time she was in camp, Carl filled her head with stories of serving the Legion as a speculatore. Personally, I've never seen a woman in Legionnaire's armor, so I have my doubts. You'd have to talk to them, but those two have been thick as thieves since they were kids. Convince one, and the other will come around. Good. Oh, one more thing. Caesar's representative, Carl, has become fast friends with Papa. Carl's the one who has him so fixated on this alliance. You'll probably have an easier time of things if you can find a way to get him out of the picture. Carl talks prettily about the honor and nobility of the great Khans, but I suspect his actual opinion is less flattering. Maybe you could find something he wrote that expresses that opinion, or trick him into losing his cool in the longhouse right in front of Papa. I would too, if I were you. Something else you wanted? What do you want to know? Suit yourself. Until next time.
Yeah? They tell me I'm supposed to sell you weapons. Interested? Take a look. Thanks. Later.
Nice robot.
You're back. What's the word from Papa Khan? Well, that's a hell of a lot better than going back to prison. See you around. You're back.
Hey there, what's new? Yeah? I can't believe you actually got one. Give me a bit to get the recipe set up, then talk to me again. This is incredibly good. Here's your omelet, and the recipe if you ever want to make your own. It takes a bit of skill to get it tasting right.
Ah, yes. I think I know which friend you mean.
Even if there weren't death claws in the quarry, there'd still be no delivery. The supplier, a guy in Prim named Tyrone, is a cheating son of a bitch who won't deliver even though he's already been paid in advance. I'm just a middleman. The Great Khans are a hard group, and some of them are no good. But they're not all the same. I believe in the NCR, but that doesn't make it right for them to roll over anyone who doesn't want any part of them. She's my daughter. Takes a little too much after her mother, rest her soul. But she's happy with the Great Khans, and that's enough for me. He's always been shady, but this is the first time he's outright screwed me. Good luck.
Hey, you're back. You trying to get me busted? Keep your damn voice down. Lieutenant Hayes already has his eye on me. Look, I already told Chomps the NCR is getting suspicious of all these misplaced supplies. Bigger risk means bigger cost. 300 caps bigger. I've reconsidered my position, and I think it would be in my best interest if I were to sacrifice my profit on this particular deal.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
Yeah? Tyrone wasn't authorized to deliver any of this. We've heard reports of our supplies being used by the Great Khans. Until now, we haven't had any hard evidence. We'll have to conduct a thorough investigation of all our quartermasters and crack down on sloppy record-keeping. Thank you for finding this for us. Other than Tyrone, was there anyone else involved in this operation? All right. Thanks for your help.
You've done a good turn for the NCR, and now we'd like to do one for you. There's an NCR emergency two-way radio. You call, and we'll come running. You're not alone out here. The NCR has your back. Stay safe and good hunting.
What's up?
This Sheriff Myers you found for us is working out. Knows his business.
Welcome to Vicky and Vance. Can I help you with an exchange? How many chips would you like? Here's your chips. Is there anything else I can help you with?
You're doing great. Keep on spending money. Hopefully we'll get some extra action in here.
Our guys put the monorail back to work.
Sorry, you just win too much. We can't let you play here anymore. Sorry, you just win too much. We can't let you play here anymore.
What do you want now? Uh-huh. And how exactly was he exposed? Well, fuck. I can't believe I'm going back to Red-Rok empty-handed. Thanks for trying to help. What do you want now? You can ask, but why would I do that? Carl's told me all about the life in the Legion. He says I've got all the makings of a speculatory. What? No, What do you mean aren't allowed to serve? Why would he lie about that? That lying little weasel. I almost fell for it too. All right, you've got a deal. You can tell Papa I won't support an alliance. Bye.
How you doing?
What are you looking at? Looks like the entire region's going straight where we are, knee-deep in shit. Whatever. I've got better things to do. I can spot a Brotherhood spy from 1,000 yards. Fuck. Really?
Welcome to the 188 Slop and Shop. Like our slogan says, it's better than nothing. Samuel Kerr at your service. Me and my daughter Michelle here run this fine establishment. We came here from Prim about a month past. Doesn't look like much, but it's one hell of a location. Michelle and I used to run a little shop down in Trim. Of course, there was a prison break north of town. A bunch of inmates got out, and they just about shut down I-15. When traffic dried up, we took our heels to find us some customers. We skipped town real fast. There was no way we were staying back there. Is this place safe? Well, this place is as safe as it gets. Now, there's been reports of trouble down south, but me and Michelle can handle ourselves. And there's plenty of soldiers about, so that helps. Because this is the only stop left. When 15 shut down, 95 became the route to the Strip. This bar right here, well, it's where it's at, one way or another. They're sitting in these chairs. If they hit it big, they're drinking. If they didn't hit it big, you bet your ass they're drinking here.
No offense, but you look like you've traveled a long way down some bad roads. Where'd you come from? Huh. Well, in that case, I take it back. You look pretty good, given the circumstances. Well, welcome then. I'm Veronica. I live in a hole in the ground. Well, a bunker, if you want to get technical. I think it sounds more interesting my way. But I'm not there much anymore. I'm usually out here picking up food and supplies for my family, whatever they need. Yeah, I'm not worried. They can handle themselves. But somebody has to get the groceries, know what I mean? And actually these days, I think they'd rather have me out here anyway. but that's a whole other story. So listen, can I ask you something on the level? I had a run-in with this group calling themselves the Brotherhood of Steel. Pretty strange bunch. Do you know anything about them? Well, that shouldn't be a problem for me. I can't afford anything like that. Hey, so where are you headed anyway? Guess we have that in common then. I'll be honest. You're the first person I've run across out here that looks like he can really handle himself. There are places I've never been to that'd be too dangerous for just me. What do you think? Maybe we could travel together, help each other out. Like I said, they can handle themselves. And I'm not the only one getting supplies for them. It's a big family. Oh, nowhere in particular, really. Just hoping to see more of the world, looking for a fresh perspective. I want to see how different groups have adapted to survive in the Mojave. See if there's something I can learn from. Good. That's the look I was going for. Trust me on this one, though. You'll be glad you brought me along. If I turn out to be a burden, we can part ways at any time. No hard feelings. Now you're talking. One thing you should know first, though. I ask you about the Brotherhood because I'm one of them. I know, but I had to know how you react when I told you. We have made a lot of enemies. You still okay bringing me along? I'm great at punching people. I'm not gonna lie. It's a gift. Well, thanks for taking a chance on a naive young girl from California with stars in her eyes and a pneumatic gauntlet on her hand. Let's hit the road, huh? What's up? Step into my office. He was dead when I got there. It pays like ass, but it's hard to get other work with my skill set. What do you want to know? Good question. These days, it's hard to say. Once upon a time, it was about technology, controlling it so it couldn't destroy us again. Energy weapons and power armor are usually tops on our list, although I appreciate anything that's vintage. But that all seems so limited now. We haven't grown or adapted, and now we're stuck in a hole, not carrying out our mission. I'm a procurement specialist. Like I said, it's basically grocery shopping, except sometimes the groceries are scavenged parts and arcane technology. The elder who brought us to the Mojave, Father Elijah, usually had me looking for these old memory units, but he'd never tell me what they were for. Nowadays, I'm usually sent to do business with traders at places like the 188, but sometimes I think it's just to keep me out of everyone's hair. Ah, the Codex. If it's in there, we have to abide it. If it's not not important. It documents our history, too. Part of what scribes like me do is update it. I wonder... Nah, they'd probably catch it if I rewrote the Founder's axioms. More sexual favors than I can even count. I am still tired from it. No, actually, you're born into it. My parents, their parents, so on. When you're young, you can choose to leave, but it's home, so most people don't. We don't take on new members, really. You can do the math on our long-term prospects based on that point. I keep hoping we'll change that. I know sometimes I sound like I don't. I know. But there's something that still rings true to me about our code. There's an honor to it. We're protecting people. Even if it's from themselves. It's a good cause. We just lose sight of the big picture sometimes. Treat all our practices with the same sacredness. No. We only protect people from themselves, and only in the sense that we don't let them have the really good pre-war toys. And sometimes it's more like we protect ourselves from them and hope to outlive them and become humanity's sole heirs. We've had people go rogue, though, and start helping people. One chapter had a small civil war over it. We take our isolationism seriously.
Goodbye now.
It was a dam, really. We'd heard rumors it was working. Figured we could claim it, put it to use. And it may also have been partly that our elder at the time had worn out his welcome. Didn't end up mattering. We got sidetracked at Helios 1, and the NCR took the dam in the meantime. We're still after it, though. In theory. I called them family before. That's not far off. Both the good and the bad. It's like a big, unending family reunion in that bunker. There's people you love, people you'll never speak to again, and it's always awkward when you run into someone you used to date. He was our elder when we came east. A wizard with technology, really. His mind just worked that way, naturally. I learned a lot from him. But he started having disagreements with the other elders. The Brotherhood's interest is in old technology. He wanted to explore developing new tech. And there were other ways he wanted to push, other weapons, ones with ethics questions attached. Rather than deal with him, they sent him east. Darn it! I had some spectacular answers coming too. I like long walks in the desert and candlelit metal workshops.
That's cute, powder gangers away.
I like punching things, but sometimes shooting things just has to do. Yeah, I've been taking things apart and putting them back together since before I said my first word. You want to build something? Talk to me, and we can do it right there on the spot. Workbenches are for novices. Who knows? I might even be able to show you a Brotherhood trick or two. My favorite subject. I want a dress. Yeah, a good one. Something elegant and classy, you know? But still stylish. Something that's eye-catching and sexy, but also says, don't fuck with me.
Goodbye now.
I keep hoping I'll come across some old-world designer gown when I'm scavenging, but it never happens. Maybe I should move back to California. Hey, you try getting a date wearing scribe robes. Might as well be wearing sweatpants. I just like them, you know? They make you feel like a woman. Those ladies before the war, they knew what they were doing. Can I make it up? I would say he was my tutor, but that doesn't cover it. After my parents passed, he looked after me. The whole Brotherhood brought me up, really, but he made sure of it. I never had a grandfather, not that I knew anyway. But Elijah was in some ways what I'd imagine a grandfather to be. It was by his request, actually. He cleared it with the other elders. Somehow. They sent him to look into the dam. There was a time when I'd have begged to follow. Watch him at work. He did. For years he fought with the council. Taught me to question our direction. Meanwhile, he'd become more out of touch than all of them. On our way east, he demanded we stop at Helios 1 to examine it. While we were there, we received word that the NCR had taken the dam. He was furious. Called it children playing with a bomb, but he was mad because we'd lost its power. What we'd use it for. He didn't even care. They're cautious. When they discover something, they respect it, learn its limits, consider how to preserve it. Used to drive Father Elijah crazy. He liked to learn limits too, but only so he could push them. That's not to excuse the other elders, though. They all covet technology for its own sake. Some are just more fanatical than others. Yeah, I did. I couldn't help him. He just didn't listen, and the idea that people talk back to him. If he could have made the Brotherhood act like machines, ordering them around with the push of a button, he would have. Elijah could look at an old device and immediately understand what made it work. And he could see its potential, where it fit with other technology. It's not something he could teach, but he tried with me. Some of it stuck. But that's what he taught me. You ask what I learned from him. I learned what I don't want to become. In the end, there was just him and his vision. Nothing and no one else. Yeah, I miss him.
Hey there.
I don't know. Last time anyone saw him was in the battle at Helios 1. I wasn't there. He gave orders to hold the plant until it could be reactivated. But he ran out of time. The NCR overran it. Everyone thought he was dead. But I got a note from him at a comm station. That's how he liked to talk, even to me. He wasn't good at face-to-face. It was strange. Even for Father Elijah. He's always been unstable, but this was something else. I don't want to say delusional, but I don't know what else to call it. The only thing familiar about it was the signature. He said the Brotherhood was doomed, but that he'd return, save us. But the way he said it, I don't know. Said he'd return with one of the greatest treasures of the old world. Make the Mojave like it was meant to be. Wipe the slate clean. Like what? Just my parents, but they haven't been around for a long time. Dad was a paladin, Mom was a scribe. They died in the same battle, trying to hold off the NCR from something. I don't remember what it was. Guess it seemed important at the time. Like what?
Our guys put the monorail back to work.
If you take trying to keep me as far away from Hidden-Valley as possible because I ask too many difficult questions as a sign of respect, oh yeah. That's not to say I don't get along with them. I just think they don't know what to do with me sometimes. Like what? Nowhere specific. I just know there are a lot of groups who are actually doing well for themselves out here. I want to understand how and why. See them at work. Like what? Ever been nosy? I was, once. We were pretty young, but I like to think it was love. She left the Brotherhood. Wanted to put some distance between herself and her parents. Since our membership isn't open to outsiders, some members think that obligates all of us to procreate. You can guess which camp her parents belong to. No. Couldn't bring myself to leave everyone else behind. Couldn't convince her to stay, either. I'd hoped love would be enough to influence her decision, but it wasn't. We were both too stubborn. I don't know where she is now, but I'm sure she's moved on. I still think about her, though. Once in a while. Like what? Ooh, got any juicy gossip? This better not be about the meaning of life. Yep, it's your typical city layout. Rich people in a gated community surrounded by extreme poverty. House gave the area around the strip to the locals, but he has no interest in it, so he ignores it entirely. It just needs new management. I'd love to see the Brotherhood do it, but since the Codex doesn't say clean up Freeside, no one listens to me. Bunch of sticklers. Well, when two people really love each other, you really don't know this stuff yet? I'm worried they'll be the death of the Brotherhood. They take what they want. We defend our interests to the death. But there's a handful of us and tens or hundreds of thousands of them. So it's not going to end well. Last time we clashed, we lost a lot of people. Retreated to our bunker. Now we're afraid to even move around during the day. Ooh, do I get a prize if I answer right? Silliest dressed band of raping, slaving marauders you'll see east of California. I'll say that. Where's that touch of old world class? Although, I hear the soldiers mount each other as much as they mount their women, so maybe they did keep a little something from the Empire. No such privilege for the women, though. Figures. So, to answer your question, they're a bunch of hypocritical jerkwads. It's a word. See you around. What's up?
Hey there.
I was told we wouldn't be tested on this.
Ooh, got something good for me? Is it a dress? See you around.
Our guys put the monorail back to work.
Hey.
Hi, mister. I hope you're doing fine today. I don't have a mama or papa anymore. I see them sometimes when I take off my medicine, but they can't stay. I'm pretty used to being on my own. Oh, I don't sell things, mister. I sell thoughts. I can take off my medicine and do some thinking. People say it's real interesting. I don't know, because I never hear it. Some people say that it's a gift. Other people say it's the kind of thinking anyone could do if they watched more than they talked. I don't know which is true. I see a lot. I think a lot. There's a lot to hear through the 188, too. That maybe accounts for the thinking. This thing on my head is headache medicine. It works real good, except I can't think when it's on. Really think, I mean. That's not junk. That's other people's thoughts. People had to think to make them, and the thoughts got stuck inside. I need other people's thoughts to fill my head when I'm not thinking myself. Otherwise, it's kind of empty. Thinking hurts you too? Aw, I wish I could let you have the one on my head, but I can't. It hurts real bad when I don't wear it. Great! What do you want me to think about? I can think about you, here, or everywhere. What do you want? Let me take off my medicine. Bull and bear over the dam, at each other's throats. But a light from Vegas? Balls spinning on the wheel, more than two at the table, placing bets. All lose in different ways. A dam of corpses, towns of corpses, scattered across the sand. But whose? In what shares? Even the dealer doesn't know. Forecast, a rain of blood will flood the desert and not purify it. Blah. Thinking about everywhere always makes me feel a little sick. Oh, I don't know anything, mister. I just think it. And then I don't. Sure, I could do some more thinking. What should I do my thinking about this time? I need to take off my medicine. Local. The here and now. Little of interest. Things to buy. False hopes and regrets watered down, washed down in dirty glasses. With regret comes a girl, smiling sad, brown robe, name Veronica. Half here, wraps her and her heart up like a pack. In the pack, a key, some say. Forecast, cloudy with a chance of friendship. Ouch! Thinking small only hurts a little, but it's a sharp pain.
It's amazing what passes for a firearm.
I thought you'd say that.
You'd be better off throwing rocks.
Sure. Okay. Let me take off my medicine. Your face does the thinking. 2 to the skull, yet 1 gets out. Odds are against you, but they're just numbers after the 2 to 1. You're playing the hand you've been dealt, but you don't let it rest. You shuffle and stack. And a gamble. A gamble that may pay off, but how? Forecast? Rapidly changing conditions. A lot of thinking. Most of it in your face. It's almost shouting at me. Sorry if I said anything weird. Sorry, sir. All that thinking has made my head hurt. I don't think I'll be doing any thinking for a long time.
Have you seen what one of those anti-material rifles can do to a death clock?
We're just muscle. Alexander.
Is there some reason I should be talking to you? Like you even have a clue what that means. The gun runners. They've been doing this for over a century. They provide rapid-fire death in the palm of your hands, just for a bit of caps. We're the NCR's #1 supplier of weapons and ammunition. You might call us an unofficial branch of the Army. I'm a salesman. I swing through McCarran and the dam about once a week, and we pick up some orders. Lately, I spend most of my time in this piss heap. Ever since 15 shut down, all caravans come through here, right to me. I check the stock and direct deliveries onward to meet orders. Sure, it stinks to hang around here, but it won't be forever. Not much to tell. We got Brahmin loaded up with weapons, and a whole mess of well-armed guards to make sure it ends up where it's supposed to. These little gun cases right here, they're rigged to explode, so trying to loot one of our caravans doesn't do much good. This is how the NCR stays equipped. The only thing we don't bring is energy weapons. We used to, but every caravan carrying them was getting ambushed and wiped out. I'd gather it was someone sophisticated enough to know which was which. We think it was the Brotherhood of Steel. Those guys always go hard for energy weapons. You like it better if I tell you to fuck off?
Hello. Hey there. Man, I love my guns.
Still making a nuisance of yourself? Am I selling? Yeah. Am I selling to you? No. Sorry to hurt your feelings, but you're small time. Move along. That'll help. Still plenty of problems out that way, though. There's usually a gun merchant hanging around topside. I'm sure she'll take care of you. Yeah, see ya. Still making a nuisance of yourself?
You seen what one of those anti-material
You might be onto
rifles can
something.
do to a death claw?
I like to hang on to any weapons mods I come across. Take a look.
Welcome to the 188 Slop and Shop. How can I help you? Name's Michelle. My dad and me run this store. His name's Samuel. I take the day shift and he takes nights. We came here about a month ago when Prim went to hell on account of the prison break north of there. Found a bin to call home and set up shop. There's more to the 188 than meets the eye. Troops move back and forth on 93 all the time, and 95 is how NCR folks come and go from Vegas. No shortage of customers, so long as Legion raids south of here don't get worse anyways. You do know these old roads were numbered, right? We're standing where the 95 and 93 meet, and 95 plus 93 equals 188. Not much. I hear some folks got killed down by Nelson. Or was it Novak? I don't know. If they come up this way, me and Dad'll go someplace else. Have a look. Bye.
I've had worse. Trouble. For the Brotherhood!
Guess we made it.
can't run from me.
That's enough of that. Still looking. Gotcha.
All right. It's over.
Hey, I'm Veronica. Where'd you come from? Huh.
She can't do this. It's done. We're done. Nothing's done. She's got the authority. The only thing she can't do is change her own fate. Nothing says she can't change the selection process for future overseers. I say she can't. You shouldn't have toyed with her like that, Roy. We still have the majority. We don't vote for anything anymore. I'm not talking about voting. What then? You won't ever sit in? A hunger strike? Not exactly. Maybe march into her office with torches and pitchforks? Yes. Come on. I mean it. What? Start a revolution? Laws don't outlast their governments. Roy, all we have to do is wait until someone from Justice Block gets picked for overseer. Then we have them change the law back. There won't be any block
you, all of you.
Tomorrow. Everyone's going to move on. By the time we've reformed, who knows if we'll still be in the majority? We can hold the block together. You don't know that. Besides, what if the computer picks
You're
you?
making me carry the heavy
What
stuff,
if it
aren't you?
picks me? And you Your solution is to start shooting. Not if we don't have to. Look, we arm up. We go to the lower floors, take some strategic targets. Power, food, water. Just until she turns authority over to us. The other blocks won't support it. They're tired of us having the power. We have the majority. We don't need them. This isn't a vote, Roy. They'll fight back. They've never had the nerve. Hell of a way to test it.
Fuck you. All of you. Fuck you. All of you.
What's up? How are you?
I've got bad things coming to me. You better keep your distance.
Sure, yeah. Just okay?
Company. All right. It's over. You're mine. I think I might have killed my last legionary. All clear.
Congratulations, martyr. Your fantastic journey is only just beginning. Please proceed to the light. Go to the light.
What are you doing? What's our goal here? And if you don't have an answer, then you should just put some iron in your mouth and pull the trigger.
Welcome. Please sit in the chair.
Other juicy bits of
The
info?
show is about to begin.
Ooh, very exciting.
Greetings, martyr, and welcome. If you're here now, it means you've been offered up as a sacrifice so that your vault can continue to thrive. Currently, you may be feeling sad or angry. Perhaps you never got to have grandkids, or to enjoy the pleasures of a fresh cigar. But march with your chin held high, soldier, and remember that each of us has an important role to play. For some people, their role might be to heal the sick. For others, it might mean they will drive a race car or fly a rocket ship. And some of us are meant to forfeit our lives for the good of the people. Sure, it might not be as fun as driving a race car, but it's every bit as important. Let's take a moment to reflect on the moments that made your life worth living. Think about that time you kissed your steady girl for the first time under the bleachers at the big game. Or when you snuck out after curfew to catch that new flick that your parents wouldn't let you see because it was too scary. Boy, were they right. And who could forget when you met the love of your life? What a looker. These are just examples. Do you feel that feeling stirring in your chest as you think of these things? Good. What you are feeling is peace. You've led a great life. Living it has been its own reward. But it is only the beginning. Close your eyes now and imagine what joys await you in the next life. The afterlife. Can you see them? Good.
Fuck you. All of you.
us left. 5 out of I don't know how many. So, it's over. We've talked and it's over. We're not gonna send anybody to die anymore. So shut off our water, our gases, or do whatever it is you're programmed to do. But we're done listening to you. Congratulations, citizens of Vault 11. You have made the decision not to sacrifice one of your own. You can walk with your head held high, knowing that your commitment to human
Look
life
at the time.
is
It's murder o'clock already.
What the fuck?
No.
Shut up!
I have some exciting news. Despite what you were led to believe, the population of Vault 11 is not going to be exterminated for its disobedience. Instead, the mechanism to open the main vault door has now been enabled, and you can come and go at your leisure. But not so fast. Be sure to check with your overseer to find out if it's safe to leave. Here at Vault Tech, your safety is our #1 priority.
You're here to pay your respects too, huh? It commemorates the Battle of Hoover Dam. The Rangers lured the best of Caesar's Legion into Boulder-City, then blew the whole town up. The NCR lost a lot of men, including my brother. He sacrificed himself to save the others. Don't worry about it. Camp McCarran, but I'm on leave at the moment, heading back to California to see my folks. I'm supposed to join up with the caravan. It's headed that way up to the 188. They're not due to arrive for a while yet. Bye.
What the fuck are you doing? My brother died at the Battle of Hoover Dam, and you're desecrating a war memorial.
All right, apology accepted. Don't let it happen again. Bye.
We've got a situation with some great cons right now. The brass at McCarran has ordered me to lock down the ruins until it's been resolved. One of my patrols was on its way back from Novak when it came under fire from the Great Khans. They radioed for reinforcements, but instead of waiting for us, they chased the Khans into the ruins where they were caught in a crossfire. No deaths, but not all the squad got out. The Khans have Private Ackerman and Private Gilbert as hostages. Acceptable casualties, I've been told. I don't like it, but the brass has their reasons. Normally, I'd turn you down since I have no idea who you are. But considering that the hostages are as good as dead when we attack... All right. I'm going to give you a chance to talk to the Great Khans. Their leader is a man named Jessup. If we hear shooting, we'll be coming in. But it'll probably be too late for you. As soon as you free them, the rest of my squad will move in and provide covering fire. Normally, I'd turn you... Good luck.
For the Khans, any of them can be dangerous. I've got your back.
I really don't have time to chatter right now. Shoot. It's one of the biggest sources of electrical power in the region, so the NCR's fortified the place pretty heavily. When President Kimball shows up on his inspection tour, I'm sure he'll be confident that the dam's safe and secure. It's probably just a political thing. You know, give a few speeches, shake hands with the troops, boost morale. Destroyed during the Battle of Hoover Dam a couple years ago, the town was set up as a trap for Caesar's Legion. The sharpshooters and the Rangers picked off the Legion's veterans from a distance, and the rest of the Legion just rushed on in. Then boom. Camp McCarran is the headquarters for the NCR military in this region. It occupies the old airport next to New Vegas. They're an outlaw group primarily trafficking in drugs and other contraband. They usually stay out of NCR territory, though. All right. Dismissed.
Beats going up against the Legion.
I wish I had a first recon guy looking after me.
Fuck Benny. We'll make him pay for stabbing us in the back. Hello.
What the hell? You're that courier Benny wasted back in Good Springs. You're supposed to be dead. And here I thought us great Khans were tough to kill. So, what happens now? Don't have it. Benny stole it right before he stabbed us in the back. He's probably back at the strip by now, laughing at me. Yeah? On what? He's one of the chairmen, big shots that run the Tops Casino in New Vegas. A friend from the city contacted me with info on a big job. I should have known that the caps were too good to be true, but there was still no way I could pass up the chance. It's just a big fancy poker chip as far as I know. Don't know why anyone would make one out of platinum, though. He's a snake, that's why. He owed us the rest of the pay for the job, so maybe he didn't want to pay up. Fine. I'm not afraid of a gunfight, but I'd rather get back to Red-Rok without a few extra holes in me if I can help it. What's to negotiate? The NCR backs off, we walk out of here, nobody gets hurt. I can't believe I'm doing this. But all right, the hostages can go. The NCR had better keep their end of the deal, though. Here, a souvenir for you. It's Benny's lighter. Shove it up his ass when you catch up with him. Yeah, go on.
The NCR sure did a number on this place.
The NCR sure did a number on this place.
I'm glad you were able to get my people freed, but there's a new problem. I just got orders to take out the Great Khans, hostages or not. My hands are tied. I can't go against orders, can I? You're right. The Great Khans are free to go.
Thanks for the rescue.
Man, I thought I was dead for sure.
Fancy meeting you here, friend. Just rolling along on my spurs. Looks like I just might make it to New Vegas after all. Yep. Guess it's just down to you and Fancy Pants. I wouldn't worry about him. He looks all hat and no cattle, if you ask me. Yep. This is getting mighty embarrassing. People gonna start to talk. Fancy Pants? No, I ain't seen hide nor hair of him since the tussle in Good Springs. I'm sure he ran back to the soft living of New Vegas, though. Now, it ain't my fault Dorothy and the Tin Man happen to be on the same yellow-striped road, is it? Look me up when you get to New Vegas. I'll buy the first round.
No.
Our guys put the monorail back
A
to work.
customer. Not many people come into Boulder City these days. Most of the town is rubble, destroyed by the Battle of Hoover Dam, and the only other thing around here is the concrete mixing yard. The NCR has been constructing bunkers up and down the river. From what I've heard, it's a little late for that. Travelers over at the 188, just up the road, said that the Legion has overrun a couple towns to the south. Most of the limestone comes from Quarry Junction out west, but I hear some death claws are causing some problems. With no work to be had, all the workers around here have wandered off. I'm the only one left in town. What can I get you?
A lifetime supply of Fancy Lad snack cakes, Revenge Against My Enemies, and World Peace. In that order. Sure, he's one of the hotel managers on the Strip. He comes up in the news now and then. Him and the other chairman run the Tops. It's one of the nicer hotels. Or so I hear. Elder McNamara wouldn't shell out for a passport for me, so I've actually never been to the Strip. Why do people get so cheap when they get old? I was young and I needed the money. Let's.
What is it?
Hello.
Okay. No, it doesn't. Yeah,